Hello and welcome to top 3 for World of Warcraft improvements in 6.2. I feel like World of Warcraft is not in a bad position right now with Legion coming up. It is not one of the worst places the game has been in, if you ask me. But obviously a lot of people are not happy with the current game, because you see that in the subscription numbers and the way Blizzard have recently started, girding their own data and whatnot. They're not releasing subscription numbers any longer and whatnot. And that is why I wanted to do a top 3 now for improvements that I would really love to see in World of Warcraft. I know that my ideas are from a point of view that maybe are a bit elitist or maybe a bit, nerdy or whatever, maybe a bit out of date for the general player base of World of Warcraft, since it is a casual game nowadays for many people. But I still feel like I at least want to get it out there and do a little top 3 now. While I do this, I have a little bit of a gameplay. A few weeks ago I did upload a gameplay of Black Temple, and I thought I wanted to kinda just show more gameplay from Black Temple, because it's always a fun raid. A quick thing, I'm doing this for the scroll, the music scroll, and I think I've done like 5-6 runs, which is not too bad. Haven't gotten the scroll yet, but I have gotten, and hold on, I'm not kidding, I have gotten 3 warglaves. It's ridiculous. Sometimes the luck in this game is insane. But yeah, what the hell can I do with warglaves dual wield on a druid that can't even equip them? But yeah, this game, man, it's stupid. Uh, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out now. So yeah, let's get on with it. So the first thing I want to do is talk a bit about Burning Crusade. A lot of people feel like Burning Crusade was perhaps a really good time in the game. Definitely was for me, and I personally believe that vanilla wasn't quite up there. For me, vanilla was kind of unfinished, unpolished. It wasn't quite right. But Burning Crusade had a really good balance of everything. It is kind of like how Rift, the MMO Rift was. It was also quite polished, especially later on. But if I have to say anything good about Burning Crusade, especially, it's the raid model. And I would love World of Warcraft to get a raid model like Burning Crusade. That means that we have easy bosses, but we also have hard bosses in a raid. So, like, say Tempest Keep, Void Reaver, and maybe even the Alar boss. The bird you see in the start when you walk into a raid. Those were kind of the easy bosses, especially Void Reaver. Man, that boss was easy to kill. But that is the perfect example of the TBC raid model. There were really hard bosses that not many guilds were ever gonna see or clear. But then there were also the really easy bosses, and that kind of gave people something to strive for. Every week they would kill these easy bosses, and then they would get closer and closer to killing the harder bosses. And I feel like that is the perfect balance. You still get to see the raid, so you're still inside the raid. You still get the awesome loot with the high item level and the good stats. You even get to see the lore. You even get to see, maybe you even get to pull the very last and the hardest bosses of the raid, just for fun. And I feel like that is perfect. And also another thing I really liked about this, it's just my personal opinion. Obviously, I think many people do share it with me. Burning Crusade and Vanilla only had one raid difficulty, but they had many easy bosses. Again, easy bosses and hard bosses, and that was the perfect balance for me. I was never really good in Burning Crusade. Like, I raided Black Temple, I got like 5 bosses down, and then I did end up clearing Mount Hyjal and Calpheus. So obviously I had the Hand of Adal title, but those bosses were first killed after nerfs, and when the stuff first got nerfed, it was really really easy at the end of the expansion. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So that was the first thing I really want to have in this game. Um, I feel like Burning Crusade really had a good raid model. The next thing is pretty much just kind of like Rift. I really like Rift, the MMO. I have shown this before on my channel, but what Rift did really well was they have this huge world, and people would go out in this world to do rifts. Yeah, yeah, it's a bit of a joke, you know. You do rifts in rifts, but that is kind of the ideal. And then there was also these big, huge zone events where the whole zone would pretty much be a fucking war zone, and it would be crazy, and stuff would just blow up. And okay, it's maybe not that insane, but it was pretty cool when you were new to the game, and like you had a reason to be there and whatnot. Um, the problem with a new expansion packs every fucking second year is that it takes so much effort and so much time to create these huge zones, and then 2 years later we never go back to use these zones here. World of Warcraft is like the biggest fucking, I don't know if it's like 30 gigabytes of worlds and maps and data and skins and icons, and I don't know what the fuck. But the point is, World of Warcraft has huge bases in this game by now that are never being used, and I feel like that is a total waste. If Blizzard made the old content relevant again, you know, the old zones, they didn't even have to make a new expansion pack that takes hundreds of millions of dollars and I don't know, 100,000 hours of man hours to make. They could just make like a PvP zone, maybe two zones for raid instances and biomanes, and really make some huge epic zones and shit like that. And then maybe in a content patch later they would make a new zone, kind of like how Tenan Jungle was or whatever. But yeah, I really want to have the old world, the maybe not so old world like Cataclysm or whatever, to matter again. This could be zone events, you know. Uh, Take the Apex shards. So we are out there grinding Apex shards in pretty much all zones in Warlords of Draenor. At least we were early on. What if Apex shards were gained from zone events that were in vanilla zones or Burning Crusade zones, or whatever? Like, say there is a new PvP currency in Warlords of Draenor, right? So you have this currency you need to grind. It's not honor, it's something completely new. What if halal or whatever, you know, the one in Hellfire, I don't know what you want it's called, but you know, this place here, can't even remember what it's called now. Yeah, but you know, this place here, what if you had to go to those areas and fight out with like, I don't know, 100 other people because they were also out there getting this currency? Wouldn't that be fucking awesome? You know, going back to these actually really good old zones that we have so many good memories from. We 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 really just liked them back then, so why shouldn't we like them now as well? But we have to have incentives, and that is the most important thing. You have to give a reason for the player to go out there in the zone and grind the shit out of other people or mobs or whatever. And Rift, the game actually had incentives like that. They had these PvP rifts or events where you would go to a zone, and then you would, I don't know, run between some rifts and deliver stuff, kind of like making a chain, and yeah, and stuff like that. And you now Illidan is dead, and that was the second reason. So let's see if I could get my scroll now. In before my fourth wall blade drops. Okay, yeah, I didn't get lucky this week either. Yeah, another week, another sorrow. Okay, so the third reason, it's pretty much, you know, what could it be actually? Want to say this a little bit better. Mm. Oh yeah, there should be like, you know, a way to always increase your, I don't know, uh, your E-pen or your way to be cool in this game. Like, achievements is a good thing, you know. I'm a fucking nerd. 23,000 is, it's a lot, at least for some people. But 23,000, that's like nothing in my eyes. I want to be even cooler. I want to have something to strive for. I always have something to grind. Right now, the only thing that are really making people stand out are really high-end PvP in arena, or maybe if you're in like a really good mythic guild. Even normal mythic guilds that are doing mythic content doesn't even get any swag. They're not cool anymore. They just ain't. Back in, I don't know, let's just say vanilla. I remember I was getting the tier 2 chest from Nefarian, and that day I went back after a Hearthstone from raid. I was like, oh my god, I got the fucking chest. I was like, wow. I linked it in the trade channel, and then I was just typing out, I have never been happier for an item. Okay, I was a little kid back then, probably still am, but I was so happy because I knew that that item was really special and it was gonna give me so much swag. It was so cool, it was so unique that I could save, even if I was on a really high populated server with many good PvP or guilds back then. It was just cool. Bring back some kind of swag. It could be anything from, say, rifts, endless grind. When you are a max level, you have a little XP bar. You always fill up, and to get the next level, it's kind of like Paragon levels in Diablo 3, something like that. I'm not saying Paragon levels in World of Warcraft. I'm just saying some way to always increase your endless power, endless coolness. A lot of people don't grind achievements because they feel like it's pointless. It doesn't give any rewards, and it's basically just for nerds and no lifers. I want to have that at least changed. I want to maybe see some way to make achievements matter, make grinds matter again. There were some really good grinds back in Burning Crusade, even maybe even in Wrath of the Lich King, but definitely in vanilla. A good example of a grind. Just quickly showcase this now. Yep. Is that the one? Yep. The Winter Spring Frost Saber. So in vanilla, that was like, I don't know, if you were playing on a server with, say, 10,000 people, maybe 20,000 people, that was maybe only gonna be like 20 people on the server in total that was ever gonna get this fucking mount in vanilla. It was that long a grind, it was that hard, and it was that bullshit to get it. Terrible grind. But if you got this mount here, you could save a lot of gold, which was a huge deal back then, because you could get, if you got this mount before you bought epic riding, you could actually save the gold on the epic riding skill. I mean, that's just one example. It's a really small example, I guess, but that is just one example. Say if you went a really long and tedious round and did something so slow and so painful to do, but then you were rewarded something really big and something significant that other people maybe had to pay a lot of gold for, or they had to do something really hard for, maybe something that is out of reach for many people, like, say, do a raid boss in some specific way, or I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I want to end it with that. I hope you found it maybe insightful. I would always love to know your ideas for maybe some other WoW videos you would like to see, or anything like that. As always, hope you found it useful, and, well, guess I could say like and subscribe, but yeah, goodbye.